It's finally happened, everybody. Lando Norris has won a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Welcome back to Racing Direct, guys. Of course, our main topic for today is that incredible first overall victory from Lando Norris. So make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let's jump right into it. Now, there was a lot of questions going into this weekend in Miami. Of course, the first time they hosted a sprint race, and honestly, it went pretty good. There were some decent battles in the sprint race, but one of the things that obviously stood out was the pace of the McLarens. Norris and Piastri are both looking very, very quick in pretty much every session. The only interesting part was that it was only really on the mediums. They couldn't seem to get the soft tires to work, so that was a little bit alarming for their qualifying and the race. And yes, it ended up being quite the up and down weekend for McLaren. Of course, the sprint did not go very well for Lando Norris being taken out in the first corner, but we all know fortunes changed on Sunday. Honestly, that race took everybody by surprise. I don't think anybody, even after watching the pace of the McLarens in qualifying and in the sprint, I highly doubt anybody would have predicted a Lando Norris victory, especially over Max Verstappen, who is looking once again his dominant self as per usual. But give credit where it's due to Lando Norris and McLaren. You can say what you want about the safety car. Again, Kevin Magnussen was just an absolute maniac this weekend, picking up so many penalties. I believe he's only 2 penalty points away from a race ban now, but you can thank him for that crazy safety car we got, and that really helped Lando Norris. Of course, with the pit strategy, McLaren timed it perfectly, but after that, it was all down to Lando to keep the pace up and make sure Verstappen stayed behind, and boy did he ever do it. I mean, look, this guy has been scrutinized for a long time now. People have debated, like, yes, he's very skilled, he's got a ton of talent, but can he get it done in crunch time? There's been a lot of opportunities for some big results and some potential race victories over the years. We all remember what happened in Sochi and his terrible call with the tires to go against his team and ignore their best wishes, and then we all know what happened after that. He didn't end up getting the race victory, and people have been questioning him for a long time since then. Is this guy actually going to get it done? Well, he answered the call in a brilliant way. And really, this is the first time in a very long time we've actually seen someone beat Max Verstappen on pure pace. Again, of course, I said you can say sure the safety car helped them with the pit stops, and Max Verstappen hit the bollard in the chicane. Did it cause floor damage to him? We don't really know. He was complaining about the balance after that. He was saying check the car for damage, and he was saying it was really hard to get the car to turn and to grip after that incident. So yeah, maybe he did have some damage. However, a slightly damaged Red Bull is still probably faster than every other car on the grid. However, Lando Norris treated things like a true professional. My goodness, he looked so comfortable leading the pack, and it was honestly so refreshing to see somebody actually pulling a gap on Max Verstappen. I mean, no offense to Verstappen or his fans or Red Bull fans anywhere. It's just so cool to see somebody different win, and I am just ecstatic for Lando Norris to answer all the critics with such a dominant win like that. It was so well deserved, and again, credit to the McLaren strategists. They did not hold back. Remember, after the first round of pit stops, they encouraged him to chase after Sainz and trying to cover off of Perez. McLaren clearly knew they had it in them to win the race, and they took their opportunity and they went for it. This is a brilliant win from everybody, from the top down, from the driver right through to the strategists, to the engineers. They've upgrades they made on that McLaren have worked out brilliantly. Now, can McLaren continue to actually give Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing a serious fight? I'm not really sure about that. I wouldn't totally get your hopes up for that just yet. However, they are making steps in the right direction. Lando Norris did say he re-signed McLaren in the first place because he believed in them, and boy did that decision ever pay off in Miami. And also, it was just so cool to see all the drivers coming up to him after the race, congratulating him. Seeing him crowd surfing into his McLaren team was so cool. Fred Vasseur even snuck into the McLaren celebrations, which was absolutely hilarious, spraying champagne on them, wearing the McLaren hat. That guy's just so naturally funny without even trying. It's pretty cool. But again, to see everybody rejoice around a fellow competitor and celebrate a big first overall win was so cool. I mean, look, even the Donald himself was down there at the McLaren garage congratulating Lando. That was the crossover I never thought I would see in my lifetime, but anything can happen in Miami. But what was the main lesson we learned from this weekend? If you want to beat Max Verstappen, you have to turn up to the track with bandages after sustaining an injury. Now, please, nobody try that at home, but look, Carlos Sainz showed up to the track after appendicitis, won a Grand Prix, and then Lando Norris had a bizarre clubbing accident in Amsterdam where his face was bandaged up, and then he turns up out to Miami and wins the Grand Prix. I'm starting to see a little bit of a trend here. But again, congratulations to Lando and McLaren. Just a huge victory and just an awesome day for Formula 1. But guys, what did you think of the Miami Grand Prix and Lando's big first Grand Prix victory? Let me know down in the comments. And again, I'll remind you to hit subscribe, like, and share the videos. Always helps, guys. We'll see you next time on Racing Direct.